Breaking news, there's a new update from Google that's completely free, and they've basically allowed for this weekend only a free tier of Gemini API to access Gemini 2.5 Flash image for this weekend only. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how you can build insane automations like you can see right here, along with image apps completely for free using the process that I'm about to break down for you. And I'm going to show you step by step how to build your own automations using Nano Banana Update, and also how to build your own image generation apps completely free. And also on top of that, I'm going to give you 50 different image generation ideas plus prompts that you can use today to start building this stuff out so you can make the most of it before the end of this weekend. All right, so for example, if we have a look at this app, what we can do is we can open up the chat like so, and then we can plug in whatever image we want to generate, and using this free AI agent we can then generate videos, or sorry, generate images and then download the image. So let's say, for example, okay, superhero cat, something like that, right? And we plug that in. That's going to take the chat message from here. Now it's going to start building out the image using the free API from Google Gemini. Like you can see, that's then taken the inputs from the AI agent and plugged it into this file right here. And if we click on view, we now have the image of a cat eating a banana. Boom shakalaka, super easy to do. So the way that we can do this is we can start generating images step by step by using this AI agent, and then we're going to edit the fields manually to start using that detail, right? So that's one of the options. The other option that we have is we can generate images and applications like so. So for example, this AI YouTube thumbnail generator, basically all you do is you enter a title and a description to generate a unique thumbnail using AI. So for example, like superhero cat, and then you can do this. Now, if you want to build out that, I actually have the free template inside the AI Money Lab. Link in the comments description, completely free. Comes with a community of 24,000 people plus all these free trainings so we drop every single day. And if we go to the classroom and then we scroll down, we go to money to free AI automation templates, right? So Money Lab, classroom, free NA10 automation templates. Nano Banana is right there, and you can download all the JSON prompts that I'm giving you today. All right, so you can steal this stuff from me if you want to, along with the video generator app that I actually created directly here. You can get the template for free right there. Boom shakalaka. All right, so what you can do here is inside this section, you would then just take these fields from Nano Banana and start converting this to a file, right? Really simple and easy to do. Now, the other thing that you can do here is you can go into Gemini. Let me open this up. We'll go to Gemini Google app, and then we can take one of these prompts, like you can see over here, to start building an app. Now, the important thing here is when you're using Nano Banana, you want to grab a API key directly from AI Studio. All the links are inside the AI Money Lab if you need to get this stuff. But essentially, you're going to go down to Get API Key on aistudio.google.com. So Get API Key, and then from here, you are going to grab an API key, all right? So let's say, for example, we want to create a new API key. We can grab one like so. I'll take this one and then I'll delete it later. So if we copy this and then we go into Google Gemini, we're going to plug this and we're going to say API key equals that, right? And then from here, we're going to use whatever prompt we want to build the app. Now, honestly, from what I've seen, the simpler the better for these apps, right? So I'm going to say, okay, create a YouTube thumbnail image generation app using Google Image API, Nano Banana, right? I'm just specifying which API we're going to be using. Super simple and easy. We've got the API key here. Honestly, I'm going to delete that after the live stream because obviously you shouldn't be showing that live. And then we are going to generate this like so. All right, and now what you can see here is Gemini is beginning to build out and code out a app really quickly using this process. All right, so we've got the image generator app. Now it says YouTube thumbnail generator, enter a prompt to generate a stunning thumbnail image, right? So let's say, for example, okay, let's take one of my recent thumbnails for ideas. Let's have a look what we got here. And then we're going to go back over here and we'll say, okay, man driving a supercar, looking rich, something like that. We'll plug that in. And this isn't guaranteed to work straight away. So we've just created this in one click. Let's see what it comes back with we'll see how it goes so far. But yeah, we have the image generator using the API key that's completely free from Google, right? As you can see. So you can basically build your own image generation apps really quickly now. And then you can download the image if you want to save this. Boom, there we go. Open it up. And we have the image for our thumbnail generator ready to go. Now, there's a few things that I would improve on that, like it's very rough, but you get the point. Like you can easily build your own image generation apps. How easy is that? I don't need to code. I don't need to understand really what I'm doing. I don't even need to understand how to use the API. I just have to paste in its details over here. Super simple and easy. All right. And then, if you were struggling for prompts or that sort of thing, you could just go into something like ChatGPT and you could say something like, okay, I have a video about, and insert whatever your video is about. So let's say I have a video about a new AI robot. Give me an idea for a YouTube thumbnail. Okay? And then we can get prompt ideas from ChatGPT, automate that, and then plug them into our YouTube thumbnail generator that we've created for free. All right, so we've got some ideas here. We'll take that. We'll grab this. We'll plug that in. Hit generate thumbnail. And then we can automate the prompt creation as well. So there we go. We've got the thumbnail ready to go. The one thing I would say with this app is, like, obviously you want to tell it inside the coding to make sure that the thumbnails generated are the same dimensions as YouTube. So that's more like a vertical than a landscape. But you get the point. Like, you can easily build this stuff. I mean, if you wanted to change it, we can just say over here, okay, change this to landscape mode. And then we should be good to go. All right, so you can see how simple and easy that is. And then if we plug the same thing in here, so let's change this, cyborg. So say cyborg in neon colors fighting with AI robots, wait for that to generate, and then we should be good to go. But you could also create other stuff as well. So I've actually got 50 different use cases inside the AI Money Lab. So if we scroll down here, you can see all our different ideas for generating stuff. Like, for example, a mafia poster generator is an example. And there we go, right? So you've got the thumbnail dimensions ready to go. This is in landscape mode now. And then you could easily use that as a thumbnail for whatever cyborg related video you're doing. But you can always tweak the prompts to whatever you want, right? What else we got here? The Infinite says, I built a football uniform generator and it's awesome. Yeah, that's a pretty cool idea, to be fair. And then a Circular says, what is a new update? So the new update is that Google AI Studio this weekend only have unlocked a free tier of the Gemini API to access Gemini 2.5 Flash image, which means that you can build AI agents and also apps using Nano Banana, which is pretty cool. All right. Yeah, Zed says, why are you using 2.5 Flash, not Pro? I think it just came up on default. And then Vivek says, is there any free tool like your small work, like for your small work, like making quiz, slide maker, all that stuff run locally? I made a HTML code, but I can't find free one-time download. Yeah, so you can, I mean, like if you want to build an app that runs locally, just do it inside Visual Studio Code. I got a lot of training inside the AI Profit Boardroom on how to do that. So if you go inside the AI Profit Boardroom here, and then we'll type in app, and let's try VS Code. Yeah, so you can see all these different trainings on Visual Studio Code, and then you can host one of those locally and just build that way. The other thing you can do is you can use Bolt DIY. So Bolt DIY, you can actually host locally and you can build apps offline using that process as well. with a free API from OpenRouter. So that's another option there too. The other thing I was going to say here is I actually tried building with Lovable and Bolt using the same sort of idea, and it was way quicker, way easier, and it actually worked inside Gemini much better, right? So I wouldn't recommend using anything else. And then Infinite says, how hard is it to move an app over to Firebase for multi-user support? Any tips or tricks? I think you can just export it and then upload it, or you can just create it from scratch inside Firebase Studio. And Circular Fash says, anything I could use for my secondhand luxury clothing business? Yeah, I mean, like, for example, you could, it's whatever, right? So like this, if we went inside the chat here and we said, right, okay, you know, create a YouTube or create an image generation app for my luxury clothing business. And then you can just come up with ideas. Now, if you're running out of ideas for that, then what you can do is you can take this prompt like so, go to ChatGPT, new chat, plug this in, and just say, give me 10 image generation app ideas for my luxury clothing business, something like that. Okay? And then you can get the ideas from ChatGPT and create them inside Gemini. So you can, for example, like design a luxury clothing item, use that as a generated image. You could also, for example, yeah, this is really cool. So you could create like a virtual try on lookbook, right? So people can basically upload a photo of the image of themselves, upload an image of whatever they want to try on, and then they're good to go as well, right? So if they have some luxury clothing in mind and they have an image of themselves, they can actually get the AI to do that directly here as well. And then you says off topic, but what's the best LLM for studying and learning in your opinion? 100% is NotebookLM, right? NotebookLM is the go when it comes to learning. Super powerful, really easy to use, completely free if you're on the free tier, of course. And then from here you can build out like really cool ways to learn. So you can, for example, create a podcast, a video, a mind map, reports, studying guides, etc. And you can also use the interface here to ask any questions about whatever source you're trying to learn about, right? So if I plug in some YouTube videos or a PDF or a course, etc. on the left-hand side, we can then ask the GPT, and then from here it will spit out all these different learning guides, which is really easy as well. The other thing you can do here is you can start a new chat, and if you want to learn something, put in the information that you want to learn about, and then just say, create like a flashcard quiz that I can use to test me and teach me this topic that I'm trying to learn about. So that's another way that you can use this too. So that's basically how it works step by step. The other thing I want to show you is NA10. So if we go inside NA10 over here, we can use Nano Banana directly inside here too. All right, so we'll open up the instance. NA10 is free to use if you run it locally. I've got training inside the AI Powerful Boardroom. If you want to know how to get a template like this, then it's inside the AI Money Lab as well. But essentially what we have here is an AI agent, and then we can go inside here and say, okay, cat eating banana, right? It's using Google Gemini chat to generate the image. That's going to edit the fields, and then it's going to convert it into a file that we can actually download and view, right? So if we click on that, click view, boom shakalaka, we have the cat eating the banana, right? There's a few ways you can use this. So if we go over to my NO10 workspace over here, and we shall type in so here's another workflow example. And with this one, you can actually generate images to video, right? So you can, for example, type in whatever image you want inside the chat here, and then it will use Runway to turn that image into a video as well. And then it will pull out the request directly there. So that's another way you can use this as well. But it's pretty simple and easy. Now, if we go back inside here, the other way that we can use this, we go inside executions. Is you can actually use this with OpenRouter. Now, if you use it with OpenRouter, it is going to be paid, right? Because you're using the paid API. But if you're using it beyond this weekend, I would recommend using that. So if we copy that to editor like so, unpin all the files like this, and then version history. So you can actually, if you don't know this already, you can actually restore like previous versions of NA10 when you're building out these AI agents. So you can see here, we have the AI agent with Google Gemini and the free API over here, and you can download that from the Money Lab inside the JSON section here. But if you want to, for example, use OpenRouter beyond this weekend, then we'll click on restore this version, and I'll show you how this works. So let's go back here inside the chat. And then you can see here, basically when a chat message is received, that's going to send the content to OpenRouter, and then we're going to convert that to a file. So if we type in here, okay, cat playing basketball with a gang, and then you can see here, we just have to change the API. So if we get the new API key from OpenRouter, there we go, we'll copy that. So that's the API key that we want to use. So image preview. So you see how we've updated the API key details here, and now it works. So we're going to hit save, then we're going to try again, hit enter like so, and there we go. The blanket says, first time I caught you live. Thank you, sir. Keep doing what you're doing. Appreciate it, mate. But yeah, that's essentially how you can use Nano Banana directly inside the chat here as well. The other cool thing you can do with Nano Banana as well is you can generate videos too. So here's an example where we're actually using Veo 3, right? So essentially you can go inside this viral videos template and you can actually generate, using Gemini Banana, videos from the image. Now this one is not free, but I'll show you how it works step by step. So if we go to Gemini, and let's say you've got an image that you want to use. So if we go back to image generations here. And we'll put a Star Trooper playing the banjo. Ab says videos for free. No, this is not free. This section that I'm showing you right now is not free. Right. So we're going to download that, and then we're going to go inside here, and we are going to switch to brand video webhook. Again, you can get this template if you scroll down and you go to Google Avatars section. You can get the template that I'm showing you right now, right, for free from me, and then you just need to pay for the Veo 3 API when you're doing this. So what we're going to do here is we're going to click brand asset input, execute. That's going to open up a pop-up form. We'll upload the image that we just got. There we go. And then we'll say, okay, Star Trooper advertising a new banjo, something like that, right? We'll enter like so. What you can see is that's now running the brief for a brand strategy agent, then a creative director, then a production specialist once that's done. And then it's going to send it over to FAL to generate the video with Veo 3, right? So you can see how that's waiting for the trigger event. And essentially what's happening here is we put in our image and our brand details. That goes to a brand strategy agent. We have a creative director agent, production specialist, and then we send this over to FAL, which generates the image into a video using FAL and Veo 3. Now, when that's running, it's also creating a webhook. So once it's finished generating the video, that's going to trigger this workflow over here, right? And then what you'll get is a video generated from the image we plugged into the workflow. So you can see that's running now on the workflow. That's sending it over to Google Drive, and we should have a video inside our Google Drive here. All right. So if we click on view here, we now have the Stormtrooper playing the banjo in the advertisement, right? So you can see we've now created that. Yoda's, all these Yodas are just dancing around it. We're all having a great time. And you can automate that in one click using that workflow that I've just used, right? And so if you want to generate the images for free, you can, and then you can plug that into a workflow like this, generate the videos with Veo 3. Pretty cool. Now, if you want to get that workflow, again, it's inside the AI Money Lab. Go to the classroom, scroll down to NA10 automation templates, and then you have the template for Google AI avatars like so. Just scroll down, grab the resources like this. And if you want help implementing this stuff, then go over to the AI Profit Boardroom, link in the comments description. And inside here, we actually have weekly coaching calls where you can jump on live calls, ask any questions you have. We have a community where we offer technical support and just help each other grow and learn and that sort of thing. And then we also have this classroom where we've got all of these different trainings right here. Right. Now, one of the questions that we got earlier before, let's have a look what we got here. So we had one, here's an idea of an app that evaluates your handwriting and recommends a pen to improve your writing. Yeah, so you could create that inside Gemini, right? So if we go back to Gemini here, and we'll grab that API key again, and we're going to say, okay, create an app that evaluates my handwriting and gives me ideas on how to improve it. Use Google Nano Image API. API key equals this. All right, and now it's generating that. Back in one sec. So now we just have to upload an image of handwriting, right? So just as a random example, I'm going to go to Gemini here and say, create an image of someone's messy handwriting. And then we'll use that to test the app in a second. By the way, I honestly, I don't know about anyone watching here, but for me personally, like, I don't even use ChatGPT images anymore. It's crazy. Nano Banana came out last week, and all of a sudden, it's just absolutely dominating. So we're downloading that full size now. Here we go. And from here, we're going to go over to our handwriting evaluator that we just built, upload the image that we just created of the handwriting, and then evaluate the handwriting like so. Okay. And so it should be able to read images, create images, whatever you want it to do. All right. And then you've got a full analysis here with the AI based on the handwriting, which is pretty cool. Now, the Infinite says we need to recommend a pen to buy to improve the handwriting. So what we can do now is inside the chat here is we'll say, okay, and tweak this slightly so that when you give the analysis, you also recommend a pen to improve the handwriting too. So like, I mean, you could use that for example for affiliate marketing, right? Or even if you had an e-commerce brand that sold pens, you could analyze someone's handwriting and then recommend the pen that would improve their handwriting. And then either you send that via an affiliate link, right? And people click and buy stuff, or you send them to your store where they can buy that pen as well. Right? It's kind of like a lead generation method, traffic generation method. So let's try that again. We'll upload that like so, plug this in, evaluate the handwriting, and let's see if it works now. And that one, we just got to fix the error. So, I mean, the more complicated you make this, the more likely it is to break. But yeah, essentially that's how it works. The plan kit says, I tried using Nano Banana to create assets for my brand, but the text is never accurate. Do you have any recommendations? Yeah, so for text, keep it as simple as possible, you know, 1 or 2 words maximum, and then it should be okay. You can see now it recommends the type of pen to use. So it's like, right, recommended pen type, a gel pen is best suited, here's why, blah, blah, blah. And that implemented the recommendation that we asked it to, like you can see, based on the handwriting image. So we'll build that up. The plan kit, yeah, so when it comes to creating brand assets, like you just keep it really simple. I honestly prefer to generate images inside Nano without text because I still think AI is not ready for text yet. It doesn't seem to be that good unless you're tweaking like 1 or 2 letters or something like that. You want to edit some screenshots and stuff. But yeah, that's basically how it works, my friends. So just to recap here, peeps. All right, I've shown you how to build image generation apps for free. I've created some ideas, including the handwriting evaluator, directly on the live stream today using this process. I've shown you the prompts and how to do it. I've shown you how to get a free API key from, I'll just delete that API key, but I showed you how to get a free API key from Google AI Studio. I also, for example, showed you how to generate videos with Veo 3 in 1 single click using this whole process where the AI scripts and generates the storyline for the video to create something insane like you can see right here. All right, pretty cool, pretty cool. And then I've also given you the NA10 AI agent that can generate images for you as well, and that's completely free. All right, so you can get all of this stuff inside the AI Money Lab. Link in the comments and description. Let me show you how to get it. So you go to AI Money Lab, Classroom, scroll down, grab the NA10 templates, like you can see right here, and then you can just download and import the JSON files directly into NA10 and tweak them as you need to. As well as that, we also have inside here 50 image generation app ideas, like you can see. And then additionally inside the community here, we have 24,000 members. I actually pay for this community. I don't charge you to access it. You get it for free. So feel free to get that link in the comments description. Just posted this crazy case study actually here, which was absolutely wild, how we made $77,000 with one AI automation. That was crazy. And then also, if you want help, if you want support, if you want to connect with me personally, the only place I connect with people personally is at AI Profit Boardroom. So if you want to connect with me, if you want to be able to DM me, if you need help on some feedback, or you need some projects you're trying to build but you're not sure where to start when it comes to AI automations, feel free to get the AI Profit Boardroom. Inside there, we actually give away $1,500 in prizes, like you can see inside the Fire Mini Challenge that we're running right now, exclusively and only for AI Profit Boardroom members. We also give away tons of stuff inside here. So you can see inside the leaderboards, we give away all this free stuff as free bonuses, including a free AI strategy call with me that you can unlock at level 9. Top of that, inside the community here, we just post really cool stuff and we all help and grow together. So you can see that everyone is just learning and sharing new things together, which is absolutely awesome. And then additionally, inside the classroom here, you can see all of these different courses, right? So you get so many different courses and different strategies that you can use for AI automation. If you have no idea where to start, you can start with the 6-week masterclass right here, and you can learn how to build AI agents with NA10 in literally less than 5 minutes, like you can see. You can also see the best ways to monetize AI. So we actually run some bonus lessons. And these are like step-by-step, very actionable ways to learn AI as well. On top of that, you know, inside the AI Profit Boardroom community, you also get 5 live coaching calls per week. So you can jump on these calls, ask any questions you have, that sort of thing. And one of the other things that, this is very interesting actually. One of the other things that I find is like a lot of people struggle with overwhelm and shiny object syndrome when it comes to AI. So what we actually did is we created the ultimate focus manual, right? And so you can just follow this protocol. So if you feel overwhelmed, if you don't know where to start, if you feel like your brain's all frazzled and you don't know, what tool to use when it comes to AI, just follow that. Just follow that focus manual. That alone will get you a huge ROI, right? So everything inside the community here is designed to help you grow, to improve your results, to help you learn how to actually monetize and make money with AI automation. And you can get all of this inside the AI Profit Boardroom. Now, there'll be some people watching this and they'll be like, do you know what, Julian? I don't want to do this myself. I'm a busy business owner. I'm not the sort of guy who sets up his own automations. Maybe you're watching this and you're thinking NA10 is great, but actually, setting up the APIs and implementing it inside your business in a practical way is not that useful. And so if you want us to set it all up for you to save yourself hundreds of hours, then you can book in an AI automation session for free, link in the comments description. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to look at where you spend your time, build out the systems that you need to, and you can just hire us as a client to go off and do that stuff for you. Plus, you get a free welcome gift if you book in that call and become a client. So feel free to book that in, link in the comments description. You can see all the awesome testimonials and reviews that we have right here. Yeah, and I hope to see you in there. All right, cheers. Thanks for watching. What else we got here? Petty Betty says, definitely going to rewatch. Thanks, man. Really appreciate you. Appreciate you too, Petty Betty. And then Rocky says, did you stop using Dia browser? I did honestly. I think for me it was really cool, but everything's in Chrome, isn't it? I mean, my Mac is just a Chrome machine. That's literally, I don't use any other programs apart from Chrome. And so like, if everything runs in there, then I don't need Dia browser, right? But Dia browser is fun and that sort of thing. If you actually want to know what I'm using currently, let me show you this. So inside the AI Profit Boardroom here, we have a updated list of tools that I'm using right now, right? And so you can see here, we actually have a list of tools that I personally use so you don't feel overwhelmed. Basically, the goal of this is to essentially show you what tools I'm using, what tools I don't bother with, and that way it's really good because you save a lot of money on subscriptions, right? You don't have to pay for 20 tools or 50 tools or whatever. And those subscriptions can add up to thousands of dollars per month. So if you follow the updated tools list I have inside the AI Profit Boardroom, then you can get that directly right there. All right. Hope that helps. And then Petty Betty says, lol, Chrome is really it for me. I can't break the habit. 100%. It's locked in. It's locked in. You can't get rid of it now. All right. Cheers, everyone, for watching. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.